Hey guys, and welcome to In-Ring Predictions with me, Triple D. This is Survivor Series. Now, I have to apologise for not making the other predictions for the other pay-per-views like Super Showdown, Evolution, and Crown Jewel, because, well, let's be honest, Super Showdown was actually really good. I'll give you credit for that. But Evolution and Crown Jewel, they just didn't actually make them a good hit. Super Showdown was the only decent one that we had. While as Evolution didn't really do so well. Crown Jewel didn't even do any good. So, that one was that. But let's hope that Survivor Series can actually redeem itself, but that down it like. Alright, so as you all know, there is a lot going on with this, so let's get right into the matches. First off, it says here that there's only just one pre-show, and that is a 5-on-5 Survivor Series Tag Team Elimination match. So on Team Raw, you have Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. And the this is, let me just say, this is a tag team match. So you have Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. The Revival, which is Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson. The B Team, which is Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. The Lucha House Party, which is Lince Dorado, sorry if I butchered his name. Kalisto, which I know there, and or Grand Metallic. Yeah, that's just how I put down, but I'm sorry if I butchered your name there. And the Ascension, which is Connor and Victor. So obviously enough, that's Team Raw. For Team SmackDown, now there was a battle between the New Day and the Usos to see who was going to be team captain. So obviously enough, the Usos won that match. They're team captains for this team. And now they had to pick the New Day as their first choice. So obviously enough, the New Day, which is obviously the Big E, Kofi Kingston, and or Xavier Woods. And this is the rest that they picked for their team. Sanity, which is Alexander Wolf, Eric Young, and or Killian Dane. Yeah. Alright. And you've got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, which is the Bludgeon Brothers. And you've got the Collins, whatever. Epico, Colin, and Primo. I'm just going to say Epico and Primo, because they used to be a tag team. So obviously enough, it's just Epico and Primo. That's that. Now since last Survivor Series, Team Red actually won that one. So I'm going to go with... You know what? I'm going to go with Team SmackDown, because they got the Bludgeon Brothers on there, so obviously enough that might give them the advantage. If Team Red had OPA, OPA, if they had OPA, then obviously enough, it would have made them it would have made a big difference. But that's just my own opinion. But here we go. So Team SmackDown for me. Alright, next is the proper pay-per-view, and this is the championship match. It is for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. And it is Buddy Murphy, who was the champion, versus Mustafa Ali. Now, obvious enough, we had this discussion on WrestleMania 34, I think it was. Yeah, WrestleMania 34 predictions with me and Mia. And that the Cruiserweights are starting to, were underrated. but now they're starting to become more recognised, but they actually do need their own pay-per-view. Same with NXT, but just like NXT. But NXT's already got NXT TakeOver and War Games, and but the Cruiserweights, they actually need their own pay-per-view. I think they're a bit underrated with their own pay-per-view. They could be like the next big thing. Well, they could be equal NXT. But who I think is actually going to win this match? Buddy Murphy. If they could be retaining it, I'm going to say Mustafa Ali. I'm going to say that he's going to win the title and carry on through the Cruiserweight division as champion until probably either Royal Rumble or until WrestleMania, and then he'll lose it. Alright. Oh. Alright, okay. Alright, okay, right. So that's just that. Alright, next is a tag team match, and alright, well, OPA have got a match. They have got a match in the tag team match, and it's OPA, which is Akam and Rezar, which they are the Raw Tag Team Champions. Well done on them. Well done on them. They deserve it because OPA is actually a very underrated tag team that we've got now. With Drake Maverick versus The Bar, which is Cesaro and Sheamus. They are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions with The Big Show. Now, to be honest with you, OPA, very dominant team. Coming up from NXT, and they've been dominant ever since they got on Monday Night Raw. They've been a very, very dominant team, and they've been, surprisingly enough, they're actually underrated. And I think Raw just needs to use them a lot more because they're a very superb team. They are. So, as you probably know, who my pick is actually for this match. OPA. So, no, EOP. Sorry, Authorities of Pain. EOP. EOP. Right. Authorities of Pain. Yay! Alright, so that's my for that one. Team Red's gonna win on that one. Alright, next is a 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match, but with, these are the women's. This is the women's one. So on Team Raw you have Alexa Bliss, who is the captain of the team, and she's picked Mickie James, Nia Jax, the bitch, Tamina, Natalya, and Ruby Riott, with Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan, which is of the Riott Squad, versus Team SmackDown. I don't know who was actually going to be part of the captains, but I'm guessing it might either be Carmella or Naomi, or something like that, I don't know. So on Team SmackDown you have Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, and Asuka, and TBE, because we'll get into that in a little bit more, because it was going to be Charlotte Flair who was going to be joining up, but she's had to move to another match. So we'll get into that later on. For me, I'm going to say, because of that unscripted punch that she gave to Becky Lynch, I'm going to say Team Raw for this one. Because, reason why I say the bitch was because it was an unscripted punch, and it actually did look intentional, like for it to happen. She actually did look like intentionally punching Becky Lynch right in the nose. I think she got right. No, she caught her in the eye. Right in the eye. Alright. So now you know my answer, Team Raw, for that one. Alright, next is another 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. And this is the men's. Alright, so Team Raw, you have Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley, with Baron Corbin and Lio Rush, or whatever. Okay, alright, I don't know why Kurt Angle wasn't even involved in this, man. He should have at least been team captain. But no, it's Baron Corbin, the assistant general manager. Well, acting general manager. My bad. Anyway, versus Team SmackDown. Now, it's The Miz who is the captain on this one, so hopefully might be able to bring some light into this. So for Team SmackDown, you have The Miz, Shane McMahon, Rey Mysterio, Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy. Now, this can either go one or two ways, because last time that Braun Strowman was in a match, he got eliminated by James Ellsworth, but who was no longer with the WWE anymore, so thank God that he's gone. He's a fucking cunt. Anyway, so, but you've got two big guys, well, you've got three big guys that are actually in there. The three big guys are Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, and Samoa Joe. Them are the three biggest lads that you've got in there. In order for you to get rid of them, well, it would be best if Team SmackDown could eliminate Braun Strowman. If they eliminate Braun Strowman, they've taken out one of the big guys. Then you've got to go for Bobby Lashley after that. Because Bobby Lashley, as we all know, is another big guy. But actually, no. Raw's got three. Raw's got three big guys. Sorry about that. That's including Drew McIntyre as well. But can Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler get along with Braun Strowman after like what happened when they lost the tag team? I think they lost tag team. No, when they lost them a match and then Braun Strowman attacked Dolph Ziggler and then Drew McIntyre attacked Braun Strowman. So, well, that's let's hope that they can cooperate with each other. But in my own opinion, if it works out well for them, I'm gonna say Team Blue. I'm gonna go for Team SmackDown on this one. So, yeah, that's that, and that's good. Alright, next we'll get on to this one before we actually get on to the other two matches, because honest to God, I have a few complaints about the other two matches. Well, not a complaints, like my own opinions about them. Alright, next we got two champion versus champion matches, but the non-titles are actually on the line, so no titles. So, first you got Seth Rollins, who was the Intercontinental Champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, who was the United States Champion. Now, I have a complaint about Shinsuke Nakamura. We have hardly ever seen him. Like, ever since he won that title, he's hardly defended it. I mean, like, yeah, Jeff Hardy has been going after him, right? Now I was thinking to myself, okay, Jeff Hardy's going after Shinsuke Nakamura, but who else is getting involved? Randy Orton. Oh my god. Why Randy Orton? Why did you have to get involved? And then you had that Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Yeah, I didn't even make the predictions for that one, so I apologise on that one. I think I did. Didn't I? But anyway. See, I don't really get that, like, of like what happened between them two. And Shinsuke Nakamura, he's rarely been seen. And this is the time to actually return, when Seth Rollins actually makes fun of you And then all of a sudden, you just come back right at the blue. And then just say like, yeah, I'm going to challenge Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. And I'm going to beat him. Yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, the thing is though, he's kind of like turning into Brock Lesnar. Like a part-timer. For me, I'm going to say Seth Rollins on this one. I'm just going to say Seth Rollins is going to beat Shinsuke Nakamura. Yes, Shinsuke Nakamura may be like I think it's like the art styler or something like that, or something. No, the King of Style. He may be the King of Style, but at least Seth Rollins is known as the Kingslayer. He beat Triple H, and that was actually a really good thing. But I'm going to say Seth Rollins on this one, so Seth Rollins gets my vote for this one. Alright, next. God. One was actually going to be a rematch from the previous Survivor Series, while as the other one is just, it might be a hit, I don't know, but it might be boring. So we'll go with Brock Lesnar, a singles match. Brock Lesnar, who was the Universal Champion, versus Daniel Bryan, who is the new WWE Champion. Also, I forget to mention, Brock Lesnar's going to be with Paul Heyman, so obviously enough, that's that. Okay, alright, Daniel Bryan, obviously enough, got a little bit angry and made a heel turn, like, against AJ Styles. And I thought, like, myself, okay, right, Daniel Bryan has turned heel before, but it has never actually worked out for him. He should have actually remained a face, and he should have, like, left AJ Styles alone and just cooperated with the 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. But you know, him and The Miz, like, just won't get him along, so obviously enough this works for that. So but Brock Lesnar, part-time bitch. I know it's kind of like saying the same thing because, but Roman Reigns actually did say that first, so obviously enough I'm kind of taking it from him. And plus, Brock Lesnar is a part-time bitch, and it's the same BS that he gives us every single time. It's when he won that title, I thought like myself, oh my god, he's won the title, but oh no, he's going to go back to being a part-timer again, and we're going to see this shit. We're not even going to see him at WrestleMania. But WrestleMania, yes, we will see him there. We're not even going to see him at the Royal Rumble. We're not even going to see him at Elimination Chamber. WrestleMania is probably the only pay-per-view that we'll just see him at. Although saying that the Elimination Chamber might not be Raw, it might be SmackDown. So obviously not Fastlane. Yeah. So he's not going to be at that. He's just going to say, yeah, I'm not going to be there, but I am actually going to be in the same area, but I'm just going to go to UFC instead. Oh, God, in the same fucking area, but with UFC, I mean, come on. Yes, I know it's good for business, but see, the one thing what I don't get about this thing is, if you're a champion, you have to show up to the paper. You have to show up to the events, because it would be good on your behalf. If you're a champion, show up and make you good. It'll let you know that, oh, right, he's making regular appearances. Obviously enough, he knows what he's doing. He's like, yes, he's a champion. But there's a business side of it as well, so obviously enough, which I didn't even look at, but anyway, that's that. So, you probably guessed, I'm going to go for the part-time bitch. Because he's bigger than Daniel Bryan. He's bigger and he's much more stronger. But Daniel Bryan does have the speed. So obviously enough, speed can sometimes overpower power. But depending on how you actually use it in the right way, it could overpower your opponent. use it in the wrong way, however, the power can actually be more dominant than speed. So obviously not that's that. So yeah, I'm going to go for the part-time bitch. Brock Lesnar. I hate seeing that name. I just hate it. Oh god. Anyway, last and final match. This could have been the best match on the card. Could have been best match on the card. Reason why I say that for is because it was going to be Ronda Rousey, who was the Raw Women's Champion, versus Becky Lynch, who was the SmackDown Women's Champion. Could have been that, but due to Nia Jax punching Becky Lynch in the eye, and to be honest with you, I watched it back, and it actually did look intentional. She was actually intentionally punching her in the eye, and then costing her not to be in that Survivor Series. But hey, if it takes out the best one to take on Ronda Rousey, that's up. But it is Ronda Rousey, who was the Raw Women's Champion, versus Charlotte Flair. Hey God, this honest to God, it's just weird. It's just, God. It could have been a great match between the two champions, but Nia Jax, you stupid idiot. You're stupid. You shouldn't have punched Becky Lynch, and then we could have had one of the best matches on a pay-per-view, which is of this year. But unfortunately, no, you're still like, oh, well, guess what? No, I'm just going to punch Becky Lynch in the eye. Intentionally. And actually just make it so, like, yeah, I'll take her out of the equation so she can get a replacement. So Ronda Rousey can actually win. Yeah, it's probably going to be scripted like that. But here's the thing. One thing that I would love to see is Charlotte Flair actually beat Ronda Rousey, because then it would mean that Charlotte Flair can continue Team Blue's winning streak. If it actually does happen, if this actually happens, then obviously enough we could see like a future for Charlotte Flair, and obviously enough, well, she's already got the future, but you could say like a bigger friendship between her and Becky Lynch, even though they're rivals, but which I do honestly enjoy the storyline between them. But just to be a replacement for a match, and they handshaked and they hugged it out, and I was like, damn, that was actually strange. But if she manages to beat Ronda Rousey, then she'll get respect of both the women's division in SmackDown and Becky Lynch as well. So, you already know who my pick is. It's Charlotte Flair. I want her to win the match against Ronda Rousey. I'm sorry, but they shouldn't have given the title to Ronda Rousey too early. It was just too early to give her the championship. They should have built a character up first before giving her the title, because then that would make total sense. Oh well, but that's that. So anyway, this has been In Ring Predictions with me, Triple Day, Survivor Series. Hopefully, we'll see what becomes like of them next year. Oh wait, there could be TLC next, I don't know, but if that is on, then that's alright, but if it's not, it'll go straight on to the Royal Rumble next. Alright, so hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace!